Okay. Hey everybody, it's Steve, your multifamily specialist here in several different areas. Let me fix that real quick. Fade out. Fade to black. Check. Hey everybody, it's Steve. Back here for another exciting episode, and I am going to pull out the downstream keying, and I'm actually going to make it one cam. Fade to black. One cam. All right. Now that my setup's right, I haven't trusted it yet. Easy enough to fix. One cam, PC full. PC full. In the flexmls system, there are lots of tools. We have some of them. You're welcome to use our tools. We don't care. But within the flexmls system, there's a lot of power to how to comp properties and how to look at different things and how they work. This will also cover expired listing searching. I'm going to get rid of the downstream key, graphically. And we're going to look exclusively at how to find the sellers of expired listings. Again, we always have more tools coming on board. If you're not having any luck with one path, let us take you to a different path. If you don't have forewarn within your board, Scranton board gives it, I think Luzerne County board gives it, it's worth the money. It's a good skip tracer. We'll get to that in a second. So I always like property in one window, and I can have my searching going on in a different window. You don't have to, whatever, but that's kind of what we look for here. That's what I find useful. So I click off. Now, if you were in a situation where you had a list going on over here, the one that's highlighted yellow, and you're familiar with it from using Flex, is not the one we're talking about. It's the one that's checked off. When you go to map, will create a star. The yellow doesn't create a star. The yellow is the one you're looking at. You might have something else checked off. Zoom it out. Zoom it out. Kind of like an old Glade commercial, I guess. And you're supposed to give me a measurement. So that's 980 feet. So we want to make a bigger hole. We want to make, I don't know why my computer's going so slow. I like a half mile hole. That's my size. So I'm staying on this circle and I'm going a half mile out. Whatever, and I get rid of the smaller circle because we don't need it. We then want to get rid of this, and we want to select all the boards. Now you'll see this is a multifamily property, so it shows up as multifamily. Well, once I change my board setting, all that nice happy stuff is going to go away. So it's back to residential. So I've put this back to multifamily. Okay, fine. So now I go and I status this. And I want a status of, to do a comp, I want a status of closed. Pending contingent are technically locked on the system, but they're locked at the listing price. So, great, someone It was offered for $1 million and someone signed a contract. Could be for $1, could be for $1 million. We don't know. So let's see if there's enough closed. And it's spinning the gerbil, spinning the gerbil. I don't know why the gerbil is spinning so slowly. But we will go and look at the list or the detail or whatever. And it's going to continue to spin. I am blown away how slow this is, but okay, fine. So now this is why we keep two windows open. Here's our property. It's a 2-unit built in 1920. It is not 16,700 square feet. I happen to know because I own the thing. It's a pair of 3 bedrooms, basically. So I go here. Okay. And it's in fairly decent shape. You obviously want to look at your pictures and say, gee, what does the description tell me? What do the pictures tell me? You want to compare like to like, except in cases like wholesales or flips or whatever. But you know what? Property's actually better now than it was in these pictures, but still, it was in pretty good shape then. 485 South Franklin. Looks like a house. I can tell you it's a 6-unit. I sold it. I know it. But, oh, I know that's I forget, it's like a 7-unit or something. So 242 Parish. Let's go to the detail and see. So you find ones that are like it. So what we've done is we've used our circle to generate all multi-listing closed within a half mile. It automatically defaults to 12 months of the subject property. And a lot of times I will just send my client, well, there's 378 results, so I'm not sending my client 378 results. A lot of times I will just select ones that I think fit my client. I know that one actually does not. That was not the right choice. We look at this one. We look at the detail. How many units? That's a 5-unit. How do you fit 5 in that tiny little? That's not comparable to us. So you come down a little bit. 475 Franklin. That's also a 5-unit. Oh my God. Excuse me. Somebody got five units for $485,000. Wow. I should have stolen that one. 75 Grove. It's a 3-unit for 185. But now, not all 3 units are set the same. We look at how many bedrooms and bathrooms. Does it give us that? It does. These are all 1 bedrooms. It's a 1, 1, and a 3. Mine 750, 700, 5, and is mine. So, okay, so that could be a comp. So you're going through and you're finding things that look like, feel like, smell like, and are functionally similar to your property. And you send a few of those off to your client. Now, we will discuss in other training how to add value for bathrooms, how to take away value for square footage, and so forth, meaning how to balance it. So you find your comps first by finding 4, 5, 6 that all kind of feel like the same type of property as what you're selling. Here's a 2-unit. A 3. All right, that one's a little light on us. What are its rents? 2,200. Okay, a little light, but not bad. So you'll select a bunch of these for your client. And then, if the task proves to be valuable, meaning if your client likes the first pass, or you feel it's worth going forward, you'll go deeper and you'll say, okay, well, this one, you can go deeper. This one has 4 bedrooms, this one has 3, but they make the same money. How comparable are they? You can get much more details, but at the first glance level, I've come up now with, let's say, 7 that match roughly to my client. So I then can email this bunch off to myself and my client. I can say, here, you asked me about this property. Here's what is selling similarly in its neighborhood for that deal, for that type of property. It's a comp. Is it going to be the final answer on the conversation? No, but it puts you all in a conversation. You want to know how to go deeper? I will do a whole training separately on how to comp properties. This is what I call the bubble method. This is just a quick circle drawn around the property. Now, if I want to go further, I can go into the CMA mode up here, and I can select, take it from the selected, and then I go into full CMA, quick, or statistical, whichever type I want. what's my statistical average field? And there's a lot of questions in here where you can adjust. He has an extra bedroom. She has an extra square foot. That one has a garage. That one doesn't have a garage. Obviously, a lot more residential questions, but generally like that. On your multifamilies, the other things we'll teach you how to do when the time is right is we'll do a income analysis on a property. I'll have a whole different training on that. But just to recap, you go in here, you find your subject property, you make sure it's checked off. Not if you have a list of properties, like let me go back to my list here. Leave. All right. This one's highlighted. I'm looking at Stanton. Parish is checked off. When I go to the map mode, it's going to be Parish is at the center of my map. So if I were to try to comp Parish, I'm drawing a circle around the one that's checked off. I'm drawing a circle around the one that's checked off. You draw your circle. You go into your edit search mode. You want all boards. You want the right kind of property. And you want closed. And it'll give you all the closed deals within that circle. And then you look from there and you see what you think fits your client. If you are going and comping something that's going to be rehabbed by your client and they're interested in what its finished value is going to be, you're going to do two of these. You're going to do a circle in its current condition, samples that look similar to your property now. And then you're going to do a circle, same everything. Don't change your parameters. And check off the ones that were finished, flipped, dipped in gold, maintained super well, something that puts it at the upper echelon. For example, I'm buying a double, or I'm wholesaling actually a double down in Plymouth. I drew for my buyer a circle of, which if you are going to wholesale talk to me is a whole different conversation. But I gave him a circle of current value properties, and I gave him a circle of finished value properties. So he would know when he finishes it, this is what your bank is going to give you as an appraised value, income value aside, comparable sales. Ballpark, depending on what you do with it, you're going to be in this upper range, 140, 150 for that property. You're buying it for 60. You're going to put 60 into it. You're still going to pretty much get most of your money back. You're good. So you look for things that are similar to where the client is. About comping properties and how to develop comparable sales. I know I flew through it. I know any questions, please feel free to call me. But basically, all of your tools are here within flexmls, and I'm more than happy to train you on them. I'll be back in a second with the other half of our training, which is on expired listings and skip tracing. Again, you want to comp a property, you start with the checkbox, you hit the map button, you scroll out, and the reason they give you so many shapes is I default to the bubble, a half-mile circle. But if you know your town, get rid of the checkbox property. All real estate boards, all boards of realtors. Go into add a field. Try to make it multifamily, which it should still be status. Status. Close. I'm going to send an email to the board to let them know residential doesn't give me status. But if we're good there, we go back to detail, and it's going to come up and show me all of the solds within that circle that are multifamily on all boards. And then I start picking what I like. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back in a second with the other video, which is on skip tracing.